The Texas Hill Country, known for its rolling hills and picturesque landscapes, holds a serene beauty that draws visitors from far and wide. But this beauty can sometimes mask a hidden danger. On July 5, 2025, a seemingly ordinary summer day, the region was about to face an extraordinary challenge. Overnight storms, fueled by atmospheric instability, unleashed a deluge, dumping record rainfall across the hill country. The South Fork of the Guadalupe River, usually a gentle stream, was transformed into a raging torrent, its banks overflowing with unprecedented force. The transformation was swift and unforgiving. Camp Mystic, a cherished and historic girls' camp nestled on the riverbank for generations, a place of summer memories and traditions, was suddenly and unexpectedly in the direct path of this unfolding disaster. The idyllic summer setting was about to become a scene of emergency. Campers awoke to a scene of chaos and confusion, the sounds of rushing water replacing the usual morning birdsong. As water surged with alarming speed and power, the camp was quickly becoming submerged. Cabins, once filled with laughter and camaraderie, were now being submerged, the rising water creeping higher and higher. Familiar landmarks, the heart of the camp's identity, disappeared beneath the floodwaters. The iconic Mystic sign, usually a vibrant symbol of summer fun and lasting friendships, was nearly underwater, a stark visual representation of the crisis unfolding. Camp staff, demonstrating remarkable courage and quick thinking, scrambled to ensure the safety and well-being of every camper. The river rose with terrifying speed, its relentless current posing an immediate and grave threat. The flooding at Camp Mystic was not an isolated incident, but rather a part of a larger weather crisis that swept across central Texas, catching many communities and individuals completely off guard. Flash flood warnings had been issued by weather authorities, alerting residents to the potential danger. But the sheer speed and intensity of the rising water overwhelmed even the most diligent preparations. The unfolding story at Camp Mystic quickly became a dramatic and poignant symbol of the entire region's vulnerability to the sudden and devastating power of flash floods. For those who were present at the camp during this harrowing event, the following morning served as a stark and unforgettable reminder of the raw and untamed power of nature. The hill country's celebrated beauty, usually a source of comfort and inspiration, had unexpectedly transformed into a challenging battleground for survival, leaving an indelible mark on all who experienced it. Camp Mystic is more than a summer camp, it's a Texas tradition. Since 1926, generations of girls have come here to build friendships and character. The camp's motto, "To be rather than to seem to be," shapes its culture. Families send daughters and granddaughters to share in the same rituals and tribal competitions. The rustic cabins, riverfront, and stables are woven into countless memories. News of the flood sent shockwaves through Mystic's vast alumni network. The threat to this cherished place is felt deeply by all who've called it home. Now, the camp's legacy faces its greatest test. The flood was the result of a perfect storm, a confluence of meteorological factors aligning in the worst possible way. It was an event that weather experts would later dissect and analyze, trying to understand how such a devastating deluge could occur. It began with moisture-laden air surging northward from the Gulf of Mexico, a vast reservoir of warm, humid air. This tropical air mass was unusually potent, carrying an immense amount of water vapor ready to be unleashed. This moisture then fueled relentless thunderstorms, supercharging them with energy and turning them into veritable rain factories. The atmospheric conditions were ripe for explosive storm development. These storms, unfortunately, stalled over the Texas Hill Country, an area particularly vulnerable to flash flooding due to its topography. The storms simply refused to move. Training storms, where successive storms follow the same path, dumped over 10 inches of rain in just a matter of hours, an extraordinary amount of precipitation in a very short time. This deluge quickly overwhelmed the rocky terrain, which is notoriously poor at absorbing water. The ground became saturated almost instantly. The Guadalupe River's headwaters, already swollen from previous rains, swelled to unprecedented levels, pushed beyond their capacity. This created a terrifying wall of water, a surging torrent that began its relentless journey downstream, picking up speed and volume as it went. Flash flood warnings blared from radios and phones, a desperate attempt to alert residents to the imminent danger. But the river rose faster than anyone expected, its ascent so rapid that it caught many completely off guard. Ingram, a small town nestled along the river, and other nearby towns scattered throughout the hill country, faced similar emergencies, a cascade of crises unfolding simultaneously across the region. Roads vanished underwater in what seemed like minutes, cutting off escape routes and isolating communities. Emergency services were stretched thin, their resources strained to the breaking point as they responded to countless calls for help. They were racing against the clock to rescue those in harm's way, battling the relentless current and treacherous conditions. The event was a textbook case of Central Texas's flash flood dangers, a stark reminder of the region's vulnerability to extreme weather. Even with modern alerts and sophisticated weather forecasting technology, the river's sheer fury outpaced human response, demonstrating the raw power of nature. Camp Mystic's ordeal, as we will see, was just one particularly harrowing chapter in what quickly became a region-wide disaster, leaving a trail of devastation and heartbreak in its wake. As the river breached its banks, Camp Mystic's emergency plan snapped into action. Counselors woke campers and led them to higher ground in the dark. Staff accounted for everyone, ensuring no one was left behind. Local authorities and Texas Task Force 1 arrived with rescue boats and high-water vehicles. First responders braved swift currents to evacuate the camp and nearby homes. Camp leaders quickly reassured parents all campers were safe. The session was canceled, and a complex pickup was coordinated amid flooded roads. The successful evacuation was a testament to training and calm leadership. As the floodwaters finally receded, a stark reality emerged. The full extent of the damage at Camp Mystic became heartbreakingly clear. The landscape, once vibrant and green, was now scarred with mud and debris. Mud and debris covered everything, from the beloved cabins where generations of campers had made memories, to the athletic fields where countless games had been played. The heart of the camp was buried under a thick layer of silt. The riverbank, once a gentle slope leading to the water, was forever changed, eroded and reshaped by the relentless force of the flood. The natural beauty of the area was marred, a visible reminder of the devastation. But even as the physical damage was assessed, the community rallied online, a beacon of hope in the digital world, offering support, sharing images of both the devastating loss and the inspiring resilience of the human spirit. The digital space became a virtual gathering place for those who loved Camp Mystic. Amidst the outpouring of support, officials urged caution. Rivers remained swollen and unpredictable, and unseen hazards lurked in the flood's wake, posing dangers to those eager to help. Safety remained paramount. The road to recovery would be long and arduous, a marathon, not a sprint, with extensive cleanup and rebuilding efforts stretching out on the horizon. Undeterred, Camp Mystic's leaders vowed to restore the camp to its former glory, preserving its cherished traditions for future generations. Alumni, parents, and countless supporters mobilized to help in any way they could, offering their time, resources, and unwavering encouragement. Determined to see Mystic not only recover, but thrive again, stronger and more resilient than ever before. The flood tested the very spirit of the camp, pushing it to its limits, but it could not break its resolve. The enduring beauty of the Texas Hill Country endures, a testament to nature's power to heal. And so too does the enduring legacy of Camp Mystic, a place of joy, growth, and lasting friendships. Out of disaster, a stronger, more united community emerges, bound together by shared experience and a renewed sense of purpose.